Hello YouTubers, Kurt from Bushcraft Dragon, and I'm going to show you how to make a simple shell oil lamp with household items. You can do this with natural stuff and heck, once you get it lit, you get a very bright, it's a little smoky as I'm using natural oil. As you can see, works good. Good for in your little wiki up, your tent. Maybe not totally in a tent unless you know how to do it. As you can see, it is, let me get you a closer shot. There we go. As you can see, it's just simple, two little shells, clam or whelk, or this piece here is actually part of a conch from the Gulf. The adhesive holding it together is very simple. It's hot glue. You can use pine pitch resin, anything you feel that you have the means for. I've used pine before, it works. Doesn't hold as long, but in a pinch it works good for a little bit of light inside your campsite. But what you're going to need is two shells. I have these. I live in Michigan. Found these just right off Silver Lake. I don't know if they're freshwater or saltwater, or someone got them here. I know they're not zebra mussels because they're too small. You're going to need two. It's alright if they fit together because they will not be ever fitting together again. Find the sturdiest base. You don't want it wobbling, so this one will do. Then you'll take, I don't know if you got that in view. You'll take this simple shell right here. Just think of it sitting about there. Sorry. It won't stay perfectly flush up there. It will have to be glued first to stay. But just think it will sit simply like that. What you want to go for is it's got a little bump. It's the weak points where they had a tendon when they were together, right there for opening and closing. You'll need just a couple simple items. Jute for the wick, some glue, a glue stick, or whatever your preference of glue is. Of course, matches for lighting, but also for melting the glue stick. But in my case, I am going to use my torch. Works a lot faster. And a good multi-tool, my Leatherman. Well, if you don't have a Leatherman, you are going to need a file and a awl. My Leatherman's got a real good awl and file on it. And what you'll do is you'll take your bump. Yeah, it's annoying. File that bump down until you start to see it looks like little rings. Then you'll go just a little further as it starts to get a little transparent. That's when you know you're good, and you need your awl now. Our hole punch, or whatever you want to call it. Do not use a drill on this. These shells, once the drill goes through, explode. Trust me, I've tried, and this is a good little thing. Get your awl, and you start to slowly get a hole. It takes a little bit of pressure, not much, but eventually, eureka, just spin it a few times to, I don't know if you can see that or not. Get a little closer. There you go. Get a little hole. And it's got to be big enough just to get your twine through in a loop. I just twisted a few times. Some of the shell will bust loose, but you get a good hole. Okay. Next you're going to need to do is glue it wherever you think you would like it. It's good to have it just based out to where the hole is, just where your reservoir of oil will be, which I'll show you that in a little bit. Just like a torch. Come on. Oh, torch is camera shy. There we go. Always keep flames away from you so you don't burn yourself. You can heat it up this way or use a glue gun. I found just doing it this way, it's a little faster. Generous amount. And she will hold itself there. And you want to do this carefully. Oops. Then you just want to make a seal of your glue or your resin to hold it to the shell. Torch makes it a whole lot faster. Torch is a chef torch. You can get it at any culinary thing or hardware store. It's about 12 bucks. This runs on butane. It's good for heating up your glues. I've used it to heat up my pine pitch more than enough. And you go all the way around the shell. Don't worry about a few little gloops or globs here or there. All you're trying to do is make a couple little channels to hold the shells together, like so. And let's do that quickly. Don't want to waste propane. Make sure the glue stick cools down or your pitch before touching will burn you. Okie dokie. And you will need something to cut the junt. I think depending on your shell, you'll need maybe 3 to 4 inches. Something like that. As everyone knows, you can get the junt anywhere. I mean, I got this at a gas station. And nothing really fancy about it. Just use your torch or a match, torch the ends so there's no loose anything. And then you little spit or oil, And you know what, a little bit of oil will bind this a little better, so just a dab. Oil or fat. These do work good. They're a simple, just like an old-fashioned fat lamp. And my hole is being stubborn. Sometimes you gotta go one thread twisted, nice and tight, hold it. Sometimes she just wants to be stubborn, and you have to make your hole a tad bit bigger. I used smaller twine in the last one. I'd recommend adult supervision if you want to do this with a kid, so no one gets hurt or burnt. And it can be a pain in the butt just to get these threads. There we go. Just twist them in, pull, and I usually pull with a matchstick or toothpick or twig and tie a simple knot. Any of your preference. I've used stopper knots before, just to prevent your wick from coming out of its hole. I'll just use scissors to trim the excess. Hit the scissors will cut it. Had to get some new scissors. There we go. Okay, I don't know if you saw everything on it, but that's what it looks like on the inside. And not to waste the oil, I'll just take the oil from my other lamp and just pour it in. It's thick. I'm using mineral oil, but in this lamp here I've used tureen, animal fat from a pig before. As you can see, it gets gloopy in there. And just give it a minute to wick its way around, and the wick will just suck up all of that. Oh, good little thing to carry anywhere. Strike anywhere matches. You can use a lighter, but for purposes here I'm going to use a match. We'll take a second. And there you go. You have a nice little lamp, a little smoky, to work with. And I call this my seashell oil lamp. Takes a minute to blow it out. She works even better after the wick has been charred, but Thank you, YouTubers. Bushcraft Dragon here, and you have a good day.